So much to do, so little time. I think that's something we all have in common, trying to balance our responsibilities with also trying to take care of ourselves. I'm clinical dietitian Micah. I hear from clients a lot that they'd like to eat healthy, but they feel like they don't have the time. In today's video, I want to demonstrate a method that can show you how to eat something healthy, delicious, and maybe even save you some time. I think we all find ourselves juggling quite a bit. Work, school, home life, relationships, and our health and wellness. Today we're going to talk about meal prep. Simply put, meal prep is just making some foods ahead of time to free you up for some of those things you're doing later on. One recently popularized method for meal prep is called a grain bowl. It's an all-inclusive meal that includes a whole grain. That's what we're going to talk about today on Meals with Micah. To make a grain bowl, you'll start with a whole grain, like brown rice, barley, or this South American grain called quinoa. Quinoa is loaded in plant-based protein, fiber, folate, magnesium, and a lot more. This includes a bitter-tasting compound called saponins. You'll need to rinse this, but not in a normal colander, it'll just fall straight through, so use a fine mesh strainer like this. Always use cold water. I prefer to toast the quinoa in a dry skillet. This process will evaporate a lot of the excess water, but it also brings a nice roasted flavor to the quinoa. Now, you don't have to toast your quinoa. After you rinse it, you can put it straight into boiling water and cook it like normal. Boil 2 cups of water to our 1 cup of roasted quinoa, but you don't want to pour it straight in because you'll make a mess. So use something flat and flexible like this cutting board. Work smarter, not harder. When it starts to simmer, you'll want to cover it up and reduce the heat all the way to low, and then cook covered for 12 to 15 minutes. Uncover and fluff with a fork, and you're all done. Next, I'm going to add some protein to our grain bowl. I'm going to season these turkey breasts with salt, pepper, garlic, and some herbs. Put these in the oven at 350 for 30 to 45 minutes. Let them cool for 5 minutes, and then slice them up into bite-sized pieces. I'm going to add several veggies to our bowl. I'm going to start with these mushrooms. I'll rinse them off with cold water to get sand and dirt off of them. I'm using my santoku knife with these perforated edges. Makes it easier for chopping. I'm going to start by putting my knuckles up against the blade, and then one single motion, chop straight down. Lay the mushroom on its flat side so it doesn't wobble around, and then chop them all up. Start heating some olive oil in a pan. You can use minced garlic, but I like the fresh stuff. With that same santoku knife, I'm going to chop up this garlic. As soon as the oil's hot, go ahead and add in your garlic. Before the garlic turns brown, you'll want to add in your mushrooms. Go ahead and season with some salt. This will add flavor and start to pull moisture out of the mushrooms. I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of thyme. Toss the mushrooms around every couple of seconds, and when a lot of moisture has cooked away and they get a golden brown color, turn off the heat and pour them onto a plate to cool. Beets are an excellent way to add color and flavor to a dish. Carefully place them in boiling water. You might have to add more water as some evaporates. When their beets are done, a toothpick should slide in with a little twist, should fall right off. Carefully remove them because they will be very hot. Once your beets cool, go ahead and take the skin off and slice them up for service, but be careful because they will stain red. Next, we're going to make a sauce out of mayo, sesame oil, honey, and ginger, grated. Combine everything and then add a teaspoon of soy sauce. For any grain bowl, you will need a grain, a protein source, some veggies, a sauce, and additional toppings like cheese. Now that you have all your ingredients ready, it's time to assemble. I prefer these glass containers, but I do also like these plastic lids with the rubber seal. Assemble everything starting with some spinach, the quinoa, our roasted turkey, mushrooms and beets, and a little bit of that cheese. Repeat this process and then pack everything away. I prefer dressing on the side until I'm ready to serve. Store these in the fridge for 3 to 5 days. Grab one and take it with you wherever you go. After some cleanup, it's time to try what we've created. Wow, we got a lot done today. But I feel good knowing that I have a nutritious lunch plan for the next 3 to 5 days. You know, these grain bowls are an excellent way to do this thing we call meal prep. Let me know what you think below. Leave a comment. Do you like what we made today? Like and subscribe and share this video with a friend. Until next time.